Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaho Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwar. So I'm really sorry that I started late. It was the funeral of one of the friend's father. So that's why actually I went there. It is now the shloka is 7.18 iPhone. It's like no, it is 7.17 only. Tesham Jnani Nityayukta. So you can please repeat after me. Tesham Jnani Nityayukta. Ek Bhaktir Vishishyate. Priyo hi Jnanino Matyartham. Aham Sachapmya Priya. So you can read the translation. Bhakti, okay. Please read it.
I'll read it, Prabhuji. Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best, for I am very dear to him and he is dear to me.
Yeah. So here it has been mentioned that by the Krishna that that Jnani is the best because the Jnani is free from material desires. And Jnani is, the other three are of the pious souls are also great because they have turned to the Krishna. But the Jnani is not only for that. Jnani is not only saying that is like that, this is like for the Artho, Artharthi or Jidnyasu, like these three people, they are turning toward Krishna for something like the that something business purpose. But a Jnani, it is not that like Jnani is not only understanding this all the things are temporary. But the Jnani says that it is like he has understood the knowledge about the soul, and he is searching for that personality, the who is original. So that's why. So Jnani is one of the transcendentalists we can say, and in that he is searching out. But the like the other three Artho, Artharthi, Ajidnyasu, they are not for something spiritual thing. They are for something material. So that's why it is a difference.
And even the Jigyasu is Prabhuji material.
Yeah, Jigyasu is somewhat having the Jigyasa of this material world also. This is like, what is that? How it has come. So, but a Jnani, it is in that state of that I am not this body, I am the soul. But to where exactly the original things is. Who is that person? Who is man? Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate. Priyo hi Jnani no Matyartham Aham Sacham no Priya. So that's why it is Krishna says that out of these four, Jnani is very special. And who is the best among the four kinds of people? It is Jnani. The distress, the desire of the wealth. Why the Jnani is so special? Because in full knowledge of the absolute truth and free of material desires, he is not having the material desires. Engages in pure devotional service. Lord is very dear to him and he is dear to the Lord. When one is in pure knowledge of the transcendence of the Supreme Lord, material contaminations appears very well and cannot touch him. So it is the material, he is far away from the material contaminations, and he is having the knowledge of the absolute. So that's why he is approaching that. Somebody can.
Prabhuji, I have a question, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, the people who worship demigods, do they fall under the category of people who surrender to the Lord, or people who don't surrender to the Lord?
They are indirectly. They are indirectly. Now this section will come from 7.20 onwards.
Okay.
So where kamastasya rita jnana prapadyanti anya devata. Those who are having some material things to gain, they go to the demigods. Kamastasya rita jnana prapadyanti anya devata. Tam tam niyama asthaya prakrutya netastva. It is 7.20. So this 7.20 to 7.23, this section it will be covering your answer.
Okay.
Please read.
Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best, for I am very dear to him and he is dear to me. Of
That
these four, Bhakti Vinod, no,
Baldev Vidyabhushan translation.
Baldev Vidyabhushan translation. Of these four types, the Jnani who is constantly engaged in thinking of me, who is practicing bhakti alone, is the best. The Jnani loves only me and I love only him. Srila Prabhupada, all the other three can become pure devotees, but a Jnani really becomes a pure devotee of the Lord. By association of devotees, all becomes themselves pure. At the preparatory stage, a Jnani is very dear to the Lord and he is the best.
Yeah, so the Jnani is the best. This is a flow. Search after the knowledge, realizes self is a different from the body, comes to the knowledge of the impersonal Brahman and Paramatma, and when fully purified, realizes his constitutional position to be the eternal servant of the God. So it is a pathway for the Jnani. He is searching for the knowledge, then he realizes that I am not this body and the soul, and then he is having this Brahma Gyan. Then he understands there is a Paramatma also, and then impersonal understanding is there initially. Then the personal understanding comes when he is fully purifies himself. Please read.
Nitya Yukta, he is absorbed in me constantly. Baldev Vidyabhushan, having given up desires such as getting relief from suffering, getting wealth, or getting knowledge of Atma, he is serving me constantly. The others engage in service as long as they attain their desires. Ramanuja, difference between Jnani and the others. To the Jnani, attaining myself being the only goal, he is ever with me. तस्य हि मदेक प्राप्यस्य maya yogo nitya. Unlike him, the others want only the objects of their desire, and they are devoted to me only as a means for gaining them. Itarayo rayotsu yavat swabhilashyat prapti maya yoga. Hence he, a man of knowledge alone, is the foremost, and he has single-minded devotion for to you. तथा ज्ञानिनो मयि एकस्मिन् एव भक्ति इतरयो तब स्वाभिलष्यते तत्साधनत्वेन मयि च अतः स एव विशिष्यते. Because his consciousness has been brought under control by practice of Gyan, he has full concentration in the mind. He has no bodily conception, therefore he can fix his mind. Jnani no dehaya bhimana bhavena चित विक्षेपा भवन नित्य युक्तत्वेम एकांत भक्तित्वम च संभवति नान्यस्य. The other three types do not have this quality. But does the Jnani who just worship you out of fear that his Gyan will be ineffective without bhakti? Eka bhakti, no, he has a predominance of bhakti. Eka bhakti, not like other Jnanis who have a predominance of Jnana or the meaning can be he has great attachment to the process of bhakti alone and is a jnani in name only. Baldev Vidyabhushan, the jnani, has unmotivated devotion only to me.
Yeah. So it is a jnani. He is a nitya yukta, he is absorbed in the Krishna constantly. So that's why he is vishishyate. Eka bhaktir vishishyate. It is like he is having the understanding that I have to dedicate now. I have to just know that who is that personality. Yeah. Some question was there.
Does jnani means bhakta here, or
Yeah, he is a jnani. He's like, what is the four types of people are coming to the Krishna. Artho, Artharthi, Jidnyasu, Jnani. So these three are also called as a bhakta. They are all the pradhani book. They are all called as a pradhani bhut bhakta.
so Prabhuji, like there are four ladders, right? Karma yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Jnana yoga, and
These are
Bhakti.
the three are the sakama karma yogi, and he is a nishkama one. Jnani is coming under the nishkama, so that's why it is like that. He is not after the four things or something like money and artata to be removed. He is not after that. So that's why it is like nishkamata is more higher than the sakamata. So these are the sakama karma yogi, and then Jnani is somewhat nishkama karma yogi.
Okay.
Karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, bhakti yoga, like this. The ladder will be showing afterwards. Yeah, why Nani is the most dear and the best?
Because he is in full knowledge of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Executing devotional service, he is so protected in devotional service that material contamination cannot touch him. Priyo hi jnanino atayartham aham sacha mama priya. I, in the form of Shyam Sundar, can exceedingly dear to such a jnani. He cannot give me up either in the stage of sadhana or perfection. I also hold him very dear. This is according to the reasoning that I respond to the devotee in proportion to his amount of surrender to me.
Ye
Baldev,
yathamam prapadyante tamstevam bhajamyam. It is a shloka like this. As you surrender to me, I give you the results. So yeah. Baldev,
I object of love for the jnani. He, immersed in the nectar ocean of love for me, does not seek anything else. Baldev, the word athyartha excessively indicates that he limits himself only to love of me, since I am endowed with qualities like omniscience and unlimited powers, which no one can completely describe.
so it is why Jnani is the most dear and best. So Sri Prabhupada says that he is in full knowledge of Supreme Personality of God. So that's why if he is in full knowledge, then he will not asking anything material. The people, those who are having the superficial knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then they keep asking about the material things. They keep asking for the material things. If I know that the personality of the Godhead is just like he can give the ultimate thing, then I will not be asking him some penny material things. So the Jnani is in real knowledge. He understand that this is what to ask. I should not waste the time for that, for the material things. Udara sarvaye vete
Udara
Udara sarva evate
ज्ञानित्वात्मेव मे मतम्
jnani tvameva me
आस्थितः सहि युक्तात्मा
आस्थितः स हि
hi
योगात्मा
yuktatma
मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम्.
me
मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम्
vanuttama gati.
All devotees are magnanimous, but he who is situated in the knowledge of Krishna is the best. So all three are the magnanimous, but the jnani is the best. Devotee of Krishna, all are magnanimous, because anyone who comes to the Lord for any purpose is called as a Mahatma or a great soul. Devotee wanting some beneficiation of the devotional service are accepted by the Lord, because there is an exchange of affection. And devotee in full knowledge is very dear to the Lord. So he is a nanny. And since their only purpose is to serve the Supreme Lord with love and devotion, because their only purpose is to love and serve. It is not for the any artha, artharthi or the jidnyasa. A jidnyasu will not serve. A jidnyasu only will do a jidnyasa and go. Cannot live a second without serving the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord is very fond of his devotee and cannot be separated from him. So it is, that's why it is, the jnani is the, even though it's like everyone is udara, everyone is a magnanimous, everyone is a devotee, but the jnani is a vishesha. Jnani is a very special. Bahunam janmana mante
Bahunam janma
Bahunam janmanamante
jnanavan ma prapadyate
Anam prapadyate
Vasudeva sarvamiti
Vasudevam sarvamiti
Mahatma sudurlabha.
Samahatma sudurlabh.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Bahunam janmanam ante. After many births and deaths, one will understand that the person who is in jnana, the person who gets a jnana, he is a jnani, then he understands that Vasudeva Sarvamati. It's like I am the cosmos. Vasudeva is the cause of everything. Vasudeva Sarvamati. So that's why he is a Mahatma and he is Sudurlabha. It's very rare to be found. After many births and deaths, also many times the devotees or many times the people are not understanding the Lord. Manusha is like, what is this 7.3? Manushanam sahasreshu kashiri yati siddhai yatadam api siddhanam kashchinma vetidatita. So here also the same thing has been spoken. Manushanam sahasreshu. Bahunam janmanam ante. Now it is not about the sahasreshu manusha, but it is like one person after many births. Bahunam janmanam ante. After many births and death, one person understand me as it is, and then he understand not only me as it is, but I am the cause of everything. That person is very rare. It's not that everyone will be understanding me like that. So the people in this above three category, they are not understanding. So that's why again it has been mentioned that jnani is very special, because after many births, such person is coming and is understanding that I am the Sarvamiti, I am the cause of everything. So it is again very vividly describes Bhakti devotional service is very rare. Knows that spiritual life is full of activities which are, this is like how it is like the realization of the one fully in the knowledge. So like it is again the category of the knowledge or the jnani knows that spiritual life is full of all activities which are eternal, blissful, and not just impersonalism or voidism. So he is first of all actually understanding that initially his understanding was developed for the impersonal aspect of the law. But now that it has been fructified, purified, and then he is understanding a spiritual life is full of activities. It is not only the impersonalism is there. Initially, the jnani was understanding that it is impersonalism. I am the Atma, and there is a Paramatma. There is no activity. But after that is purified, then he is understanding that the spiritual life is full of activities. That is a realization comes, and eternal and full of bliss. Material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual activities. Now, in this material world, there are some activities are required, and what all the activities are we are doing here, it is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. Here it is a lust, there is a love. So whatever the activity we are feeling, it is the topmost here. That is a perverted reflection of the original bliss. Understands Lord as a cause of all causes and thus realizes as a universal vision of the Vasudeva. Sees all in relation to the Lord, and this vision proceeds full surrender to Krishna as highest goal. So it is the goal of that person, the jnani, is that Krishna prem and surrender to the Lord. Realizes the dependence on the Supreme Lord's mercy. That is the most important thing. It is, he understands that it is like whatever I am doing, I would like to do the spiritual activity, it should be dependent on the Lord's mercy. It is not by my endeavor. But in the material world, everyone thinks about the material activities on his own endeavor. It is not on the mercy of somebody. So that is a gulf of difference between the spiritual aspect and the material aspect. Supreme Personality of God is the ultimate goal of the spiritual realization. Therefore, he surrenders. It is a reference from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, and then the Chandogya Upanishad, it is mentioned there. And it is like in the beginning stage, it has been mentioned that when trying to give up the attachment to the materialism, there is some learning towards the impersonalism. In the beginning stage, it is a somewhat leaning towards impersonalism, because he is in the stage of that understanding that I am not this body, I am the soul. And then afterwards, I am not this body, I am the soul. He holds for that. So it is soham only, it is that. But then afterwards, in the advanced stage, he understands that there are activities in the spiritual life. So it is activities are also there. So it is not that I have to end there at that of like I am the soul, but for the soul there is an activity to serve the to serve the Supreme Lord. So for that the activities are required. So when that is been understood by the jnani, then he is in advanced stage. So it is mentioned by the Lord that jnani is very special, and why he is special, it has been explained in another 3 shlokas like that. So the next session it is that it is about the demigods. So it is please read this section.
Hare Krishna.
Will I read? Okay.
Summary section, verse 7.20 to 7.25. Others who have no knowledge, those who surrender to demigods, those who are impersonalist. 20 to 23. Surrender to demigods, those whose intelligence is illusioned, surrender, but to demigods. Getting their temporary rewards, they go to the planets of the demigods, but Krishna's devotees go to his eternal planets. 24 to 25. Impersonalist. Less intelligent men think that Krishna is impersonal and has only assumed his current form and personality. 24. Krishna Yogamaya covers these foolish and unintellectual men so that they can never know him.
Yeah, so we will be covering another 4 shlokas, then we can end. Okay. 7.20 now. Kamastasya rita jnana
कामस्तस्तेर्
प्रपद्यन्ते अन्य देवताः
देवतः
तं तं नियमास्थाय
तं नियममस्ताय
प्रकृत्या नियता स्वया.
प्रकृत्य अन्यथा
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Please read this.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Paldev Vidyabhushan. It is understood from what you have said, that the Sakama Bhaktas, because they worship you, the Lord, who responds to them, become somewhat successful. But what happens to those who have material desires and worship the Devatas, with the desire to remove their suffering or gain material pleasure?
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada says that in one of the place, because these people, those who are in lower mode of passion or ignorance, that's why these people are going to the demigod worship. They are not going to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the other people, those who are Artho, Jitnyasu, Artharthi, even though they are having the material desires, but they are coming to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why they are better than this. They are called as the Sakama Bhakta, but these people are not called as the Sakama Bhakta. The demigod worshippers are not called as a Sakama Bhakta. They are Kamastasya Ritadnyana. They are the Ritadnyana. Their Jnana is been stolen away. So that's why it is they are going to the Supreme Personality. They are not going to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they are going to Anya Devata. Under the influence of the lower modes, the less intelligence, foolish thinks that demigods can fulfill their desires more quickly and effectively than the Krishna. It is by the Baldev Vidyabhushan. Under the lower modes, they think that the demigods can worship, or demigods can fulfill their desires more quickly than Krishna. But Krishna, in the next sloka, it has been mentioned that I am only giving them the steady faith, and I am only giving the power to the demigods to fulfill the desires of the conditioned souls. So another three shlokas, 21 in 7.21, Krishna says that I am giving you the faith to worship the demigods. In 7.22, he is mentioning about that I am giving the power to the demigods to fulfill the desires of the conditioned soul. So everything I am doing only. Your fate to the demigods, I am making it fixed, and I am empowering the demigods to fulfill the desires. So it is indirectly you are going. You are doing everything indirectly. So the Gita is really, really lucid. Here we can understand that there are so many demigod worshippers are there in every part of the world. Generally in India, the demigod worshippers are so that they challenge that, oh, you are talking about a Krishna. The Krishna is not the Supreme Personality of God. Our Lord Shiva, our Ganesha is supreme. So these people are talking about 1 minute. 1 minute. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, मी क्लासला बसलोय का? मी नंतर फोन करून जसे एक वेळ पदा नंतर. Yes, please. So it is like that. Why demigod worshippers consider as less intelligent? So it is now again, we can just start up that 7.20. Basis of choice of the worship, different modes and natures, different demigods. As per the choice, as per the modes, the demigods are being changed by the different personalities. Surya, Chandra, Indra, Varuna, Vayu, so many demigods are there, and the people's variety of the desires are there. Everybody is having the unique desire. Dhanam dehi, janam dehi, rupavati, bharya dehi, so many things. Mujhe dhan de do, then the Kubera. मुझे जन दे दो, मुझे पॉपुलर बनाओ, देना इंद्रा or any रूपवती भार्या दे, means I need a beautiful wife, then the Parvati or Shiva, and then many others, like I need a good health, then the sun god. I need to have the progeny, then Ashwini Kumar or the like Prajapatis. To whom? Many are there. Monday to Saturday, Sunday, everybody is like that. So here in Maharashtra, the people says that Jyotiba, Masoba, this ba, that ba, but nobody is going to Vithoba. The Vitthal, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna is called as here in Maharashtra. The famous place of the worship is Pandharpur. So here we call them as a Vithoba, Vithala. So there are so many bas are there. Like Lokanath Maharaj says that there is Masoba, there is Jyotiba, then there is another ba, but Sarva Ban, ba is called as the father in Maharashtra. Ba means Baba or Bab is called as a father. So the Vithoba means he is the father of everything. He is the father of all demigods. He is the father of Lakshmi. He is the father of many other things. But nobody is going to him. The pure devotees only can go. The devotees who are having the faith, they are only going. Because lack of knowledge about the Krishna. So it is a lack of knowledge about the Krishna. It is there. So in 7.21, Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna says that I am the source of everything. I am giving you the faith also. Krishna makes faith steady, required by a living entity to worship the demigod. So it is a 7.21. Krishna bestows benefits through the demigods to living entities. It is 7.22. Results go to the demigod planets. Yanti Deva Vrata Deva Pituryanti keeps on the like the material world a place of misery, keeps them in the material world. Whoever you are worshipping, as per that understanding, you will be going to that planet. If you are worshipping Yanti Deva Vrata Devan, you are worshipping the Devatas, then you will be going to the demigod planets. Indra, Chandra, Ganapati. Here it is moreover the Ganapatyas are there. Maharashtra has been called as a Ganapatya. Ganapatya means the worshippers of the Ganesh. In Telangana, to whom they worship apart from the Lord Vishnu? Majoritarily.
Shiva is there, Prabhuji, Lord Shiva, Ganeshji is there.
Who is the most famous apart from Lord Balaji?
Bonalu.
Huh?
Amavaru, Durga.
Bonalu, they celebrate, Prabhuji.
Bomalu.
Bonalu is again Durga Mata, Prabhuji.
Okay.
And
Samakka Sarakka, Prabhuji.
So Mata is
Many
famous.
people follow Samakka Sarakka.
Okay.
by the way, Sai Baba is very famous here, Prabhuji.
So he is not in the
Yeah.
Sai Baba is not in the
Demigod list.
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
in the demigod also.
And fortunately, some of the temples, Lord Rama and Lord Shiva temples are the mercy of Sai Baba's devotees.
My God. Okay.
Yeah, too much of Sai Baba here.
Hare Krishna. It is understood that Lord Venkateshwara should be worshipped more there, but it is not. Okay. So it is demigod worshippers. They are in this category.
People from Andhra does that. Telangana, okay, not as much as Andhra, but a lot of people from Telangana also travels to Tirupati.
Yes, 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 yes. Somebody can read this. Just a moment, I will make it really small. Yeah. Please read.
Knowledge of absolute direction. People whose intelligence is stolen by material desires often surrender to demigods. Demigod worshippers. Who are demigod worshippers? People who want to quickly fulfill their material desires. Why do they go to demigods? They are less intelligent. Attitude, they have lost spiritual sense. Desires, they want immediate fulfillment of material desire. Modes, affected by two modes, therefore they may not go to the Supreme Lord. Motivation, motivated by small desire and do not know how to realize Supreme Lord. Satisfaction, satisfied by the results and the regulations of their worship. Conception, they think demigods are better for certain purpose as per the study of Veda, example, sun god for health. Devotees understanding.
Result.
Yeah.
Repeated cycle of birth and death. Okay. Yeah, devotees.
Devotees understanding. Only Krishna is the supreme master and all others are servants. Never goes to the demigods for material needs. Depends on the Supreme Lord and is satisfied with whatever he gives. Qualification of a beginning devotee, one who is freed from material contamination and can surrender and engage in bhakti. Results of the devotees with material desires should still resort to the Supreme Lord, soon become free from all material lust. Reference Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.10.
अकाम सर्वकामो वा मोक्ष काम उदारति तीव्रेण भक्ति योगेन यजेत पुरुषं परम. Yeah, this is slow.
Results of pure devotional service back to Godhead. Direction.
So it is a difference. Demigod worshippers and the devotees, those who are worshipping the Lord. So they think that it is they have like they will be getting the immediate fulfillment of the results or the material results. So it is not a devotional service at all. It is a somewhat pious activity. It is like or indirect devotional service. So it is they are not knowing who is the supreme, or if they know that like the supreme personality of God is Krishna, but there are certain cases they may be having the knowledge that he is the supreme personality of God, but I need to achieve this, so that's why I have to worship this. I have to worship the Ganesha or Durga or many others. So, but basically it is not having the knowledge. If they are having the knowledge about the Supreme Personality of God, still some of them, they tend to go to the demigods, but majority of them, they are not having the knowledge. Or their knowledge is that the demigods are the supreme. Their knowledge is that their understanding is completely wrong. That they understand that it is like my God is the supreme God. Either they are not knowing the supreme personality of God is Krishna, or they don't want to know about Krishna, or they are not aware of that, and they feel that it's like I would like to go and forget about who is the supreme. Better I can get what I wanted. Translation.
Translation 7.20. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender onto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Baldev Vidyabhushan, translation 2.0. Those who have become foolish because of their many desires worship various devatas, adopting various rules under the control of their individual desire. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan. Why do they surrender to devatas? A. The people having no intelligence, Tatajnana, think that devatas like Surya will give immediate relief from appreciation like sickness, whereas Vishnu will not. Srila Prabhupada, they think that for certain purposes, demigods are better than Supreme Personality of Godhead. They therefore surrender to devatas.
Sridhar Swami.
Sridhar Swami, they are deprived of discrimination by particular desires containing sun's fame, victory over enemies, etc. They worship other minor deities like ghosts, spirits, and demigods.
ये तो तस्ते पुत्रिकष्टु स्त्रियाद विषये कामेर प्रवृत्त विवेका संत अन्य शूद्र भूत प्रेतिक्षादि देवता भजन्ति. They are worshipping anybody for they can worship the ghost also because the ghost can fulfill their desires. They can worship them also. Even these people can worship any human being also because they feel that this person will fulfill my desires. They can worship the Bollywood stars also or the Tollywood stars also. But these are not, this worship is not under the demigod worship then. The demigods are authorized people, those who are very, very powerful devatas. But this Bollywood stars or some film stars, they are not the devatas. They are under the category of the human being only. Even the demigods are also under the category of the human being, but they are very powerful human beings. What do they do? Yeah, please read.
What do they do? 1. Observing particular rites like fasting, etc., connected to those deities depending on their individual natures, arising from fast impressions.
किं कृत्वा तद्देवताराधने यो नियम उपवास तिलक्षणस्तं तम नियम स्वीकृत तत्रापि स्वकीया प्रकृत्या पूर्वाभ्यास वासनया नियता संतो देवता विशेषं भजन्ति.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada, following the rules and regulations of worship, they are satisfied.
Yeah, so they do some here also, like we are doing the upavasa for the Ekadashi. They are also having some similar sort of. The Chaturthi is there for the Ganesha. Then Monday or some other is for the Lord Shiva. What is the tithi?
Shivaratri.
Shivaratri is once in a year.
Every Monday, Prabhuji.
Monday it is, yeah. The day is specified for the Lord, for that particular deity. So they are also doing some aradhana. But that aradhana is for some sakamata. Like you can see that there is a similarity between these three categories, Arto, Jidnyasu, Artharthi. But these are worshipping the Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. But these people are also having the sakamata, but they are worshipping the demigods. But the result is different. So if you are having the sakamata, still you can go to the Lord. Then still you can go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like better you can be a Arto Artha de Jidnasu, but not the demigod worshippers. Like the Arto Artha de Jidnasu are higher than the demigod worshippers. Please read.
Srila Prabhupada, why do they surrender to devatas? Because they have material contamination. Those who are freed from all material contamination surrender unto the Supreme Lord and engage in devotional service. 2. As long as material contamination is not completely washed off, they are by nature non-devotees. Because they are in lower modes of nature. They are less intelligent, they have lost their spiritual sense, and want immediate fulfillment of material desires. They are misguided about how to reach the supreme goal.
So they are less intelligent because kamastastirta jnana. Their jnana is rita, that is been stolen away. They have lost their spiritual sense. They may be doing some apparent pious activities or the spiritual, so-called spiritual activity, but they are worshipping not a right person. And over a period of time, they will be comparing that personality with the Supreme Personality of God, and they will argue that no, he is not supreme. Krishna is not supreme. The demigods are only supreme. So it is, that's why this is like not a plain slate. Demigod worshippers are not a plain slate where we can write something. It is very difficult to preach them, to preach demigod worshippers, because their common argument is that who said that it is like the Lord Krishna is supreme, Lord Shiva is supreme. Always the Lord Shiva worshippers, they are very difficult to make them as Krishna devotees, because they feel that like the Lord Shiva is the most powerful personality. So it is Rita Jnana. It is their knowledge is stolen. They are very less intelligent.
But Prabhuji, Lord Shiva is a Param Vaishnav. Doesn't he guide his followers towards Krishna?
It is that he is a Param Vaishnava, but their followers, they are not the pure. They are for the material things. They are going there. They are the ghostly, or they would like to worship very aghori way. They feel that it is like these Vaishnavas, what you are doing, it is very simple way. See how we worship our Lord Shiva. In the midst of night, we go and we worship, we offer the water and ghee, and there is one kumkum lep or the Lordship. When I went to Udupi, that Chandramoleshwar temple was there, and I offered some donation on my father's name. So they called me, like I just asked them, what time you will be doing a puja? So these people said it is like in the night, 12 o'clock. Would you like to come? No, I said that I would like to take a rest. In the morning, 4:30, I will be there, chanting in the Chandramoleshwar temple. And then in the morning, 4:30, they offered me that pragati and prasada. So it is a different thing. So their worship way is different.
Okay.
Why they cannot know me? Please read.
Yeah, why they cannot know me? A, they are under the control of their natures, Kritaya Nitya Swaya, which are corrupted, ours to surrender to me. Their impressions are such that it makes them opposed to surrender to me. Ramanuja. Their knowledge about my essential nature is robbed by various karmas, i.e., by objects of desire corresponding to their vasanas, subtle impressions, one of their karmas and constituted gunas. So,
स्ववासना nurupe गुणमये एव कामे इच्छा विषय भूते प्रथमस्य स्वरूप विषय ज्ञानः. Yeah. Yes. Please read.
Srila Prabhupada, material desires, not a disqualification for approaching Krishna. Those who worship Krishna with material desires, because of approaching the right goal, they soon become free from material lust. Reference, Akama Sarva Kamo.
Moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. So here in the picture, even though the Gajendra offered the flower to rescue from the crocodile, it is a material desire. Please help, please help. But to whom he offered it? He offered it to the Lord, Supreme Personality of God. Then while offering his prayers, he just specifically made it clear that I am offering this flower to that personality who is the cause of all causes. Let him come down. I'm just whirling this flower, the lotus, towards him. While seeing the situation in the Swargaloka, in the Swargaloka, many demigods gather, and they were just saying that whether he is calling me, he is calling me. But when he offered a prayer in such a way that who is the cause of all causes, then they just gave the way to the Lord, Supreme Personality of God, to come down, who is Hari. So it is for that personality he just called. Whenever we are in distress, we should always call, oh Jagannath, hey Krishna, hey Govinda, hey Murare. Like that we can just pray. Not that it's like now I am in danger. Oh Lord Shiva, please come. That is the same way we are just calling. We are just mentioning the demigod worshippers. We have to call Govinda, Gopinath, Madan Mohan, Jagannath, like that. Please go on, continue reading.
Srila Prabhupada, devotee has right understanding. He knows that Supreme Lord Krishna is the master of all. B. Reference Chaitanya Charitamrita, Padalila 5.142. Ekalevik Ishwara Krishna, Parasabha Bhaitrya. Only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is master and all others are servants. C. Therefore, a pure devotee never goes to demigods for satisfaction of his material needs. He depends on Supreme Lord, and the pure devotee is satisfied with whatever he gives. Next.
So, dependency is clear for the devotees. They are depending on the Supreme Personality of God. Whoever, whatever the situation is, they know that I should call the Supreme Personality of God. None other than him. He is the only person who can save me. Yeah. Yo yam tanu bhakta.
Yo yam
Yo yo
tano
yam yam
bhakta.
tanam bhakta.
Shraddhaya architam ichhati.
Shraddhaya
Shraddhaya chitamucchati.
Tasya chalam shraddham.
Tasya
Tasya tasya chalam shraddham.
Ameva vidadhamyaham.
Tameva vidadamyaham.
Yeah. Baldev Vidyabhushan.
Baldev Vijayabhushan. Two verses describe how Krishna only awards the fate to the demigod worshippers.
Yeah. Yogo yam tanur bhakta. Those who are worshipping them, the demigods, Shraddhya architam ichchati. I am only offering them the Shraddha. Tasya tasya chalam Shraddha tameva vidadhami. I am offering them the faith. Krishna supplies faith offered by the worshippers, while Lord facilitates the living entities to enjoy and fall into the trap of illusory energy. If the super soul does not give such facilities, there is no meaning of independence. So why he is offering the faith if he is not offering the faith, if he is not giving the independence? Then what is the meaning of the independence? Then everything is like everything is in the hand of the Lord only. He is just making no. He is giving the freedom by this. Along with facilities, he also gives the ultimate instruction as the path to reach to the happiness. Give all other engagements and fully surrendered unto me. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vracha aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ikshami masuchu. So it is, you give up all sort of the dharmas or the duties or responsibilities and surrender unto me. Both living entities and demigods are subordinate to will of the God, will of the Lord. Living entities cannot worship by his own desire. Lord inspires a particular mode of the devotional attitude towards a particular demigod. So Lord is only offering that. No demigods can bestow benefit without the supreme will. So like the analogy is that not a single blade of grass can move without the will of the God. So it is Krishna is only giving them the faith. Krishna is giving them the facilities, and Krishna is only offering the benedictions through the hands of the demigods. It is everything is Krishna is doing by this. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajata purusham param. So whatever the desires, fulfilling material desires by worshipping the various demigods. So here the list of the demigods are there, and for what they are, like the people are approaching, it is also mentioned.
Krishna Prabhu, why Vedas have given this knowledge, Prabhu?
Sorry?
Why Vedas given this knowledge saying that worship demigods so that you get some benefit?
It is Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvandva Nityasuttasva Niryogakshema Matmavan. Veda is everything. Veda has given everything. What is there in a Sattva Rajastama? The Veda is talking about what? Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, and Tamaguna. Everything is there. Everything encompassing into the Veda. What you're choosing, it is up to you.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why we have to become what?
Okay.
The Paramahamsa. Taking out the milk and leave the water. Please read.
Translation 7.21. I am in everyone's heart as a super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith study to so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. Srila Prabhupada, super soul works as per the desires of conditional living entity. A. God has given independence to everyone. B. Super soul does not interfere, rather provides according to the desires. C. Does God wish that we get trapped by illusory energy by giving us facility of material enjoyment? Answer. The Supreme Personality of Godhead as a super soul does not give such facilities, then no meaning of true independence. But he gives the ultimate instruction also. Bhagavadgita 18.66. Just surrender unto him by giving up all other engagement. That will make a man happy.
Yeah.
2. Srila Prabhupada, demigods and living beings, both are subordinate to the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, living entity cannot worship the demigod by his own desire. Demigod cannot bestow any benediction without the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Vedic literature, it is stated the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Supersoul is also present within the heart of the demigod. Therefore, he arranges through the demigod to fulfill the desire of living entity. But both the demigod and the living entity are dependent on the supreme will. They are not independent.
So it is paraspara bhavena. It is in the 3rd chapter of the Gita. It is the one shloka comes that the living entity worships the demigods and offer the yajna to them, offer the yajna to the demigods. And the demigods are offering the necessary things to the living entities. So it is a paraspara bhava, it is happening. It is a mutual understanding and mutual relationship is between the demigods and living entities. For the demigods, the yajna is required to please them. And then they are offering something. But they are not in a position to offer as per their liking. They offer what has been awarded to them to offer it. So the living entity cannot worship the demigods by his own desire. This is like as per his mode, he is worshipping a particular demigod. Whenever he is in a mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance, as per that he is worshipping that different demigods. 3rd,
Srila Prabhupada, why then people worship demigods? Generally, distressed people or people desiring something go with demigod as advised in the Vedic literature, depending upon the different modes of worship. Example, deceased person, sun god, a person wanting education, Saraswati, a person wanting beautiful wife, Uma Devi, the wife of Lord Shiva. What role does the Supreme Soul play? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Devatas cannot even produce faith in their followers to worship the Devatas. How then can they produce faith in their followers to worship Krishna? People desiring to worship Surya, etc. are Krishna vibhutis. Supersoul gives faith. Krishna as Paramatma gives a faith in those forms of Devatas. Srila Prabhupada, Supersoul inspires. Lord inspires the living entity in designing material things to achieve that benediction from the particular demigod. And so he successfully receives that benediction. Srila Prabhupada, Supersoul gives affinity. The particular mode of devotional attitude of the living entity towards a particular type of demigod is also arranged by the Supreme Lord. The demigods cannot infuse the living entities with such an affinity, but Supersoul can, being present in everyone's heart. Baldev Vidyabhushan, Supersoul has great powers and desires benefit to all. I alone, being the Supersoul in the beings, having great powers and desiring the benefit of all creature, produce their faith in various Devatas. The Devatas do not have the power to do this.
Yeah. So why Krishna is producing the faith into the heart of the living entities to worship the different devatas? It is because their modes are not pure. passion or ignorance is their majority of the time. So that's why they are worshipping like that.
Yeah. 5. Valdev Vidyabhushan. Devatas are from Lord's body. These people worship Krishna's body, Hanum, in the form of Devatas. Reference. Ya Aditye Shete Adityavad Antaroyam Adityo na Veda Yasya Vidyatya Sariram. He is a Lord who, different from the Sun God, is situated within the Sun God, whom the Sun God does not know. And who is the body of the Sun God? Brahat Aranyaka Upanishad 3.79. Baldev Vidyabhushan and Ramanuja. Srila Prabhupada, the demigods are usually different parts of the universal body of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they have no independence.
So it is Baldev Vidyabhushan and Ramanujacharya, they are saying that he is the Lord who, different from the Sun God, is situated in the Sun God, whom the Sun God is not known. So they are the different bodies, and as per the like the universal form of the Lord, the demigods are in the body of the Supreme Lord. So it is invincibly like the people of those who are worshipping the demigods, they are worshipping the Supreme Personality of God indirectly. So it is like the superset is there, and then they are worshipping the small part of the Supreme Personality. Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktas
Sataya Siddhaya
Sataya Sthataya Yuktas
Tasya Aradhanamihate
Tasya
Tasya
Aradhanam
Aradhanam
Labhate Cha Tata Kaman
लभते च तत्
Bhate Cha Tata Ka
Mayyeva Vihitan Hitan.
मह्ये
Yeva
विहितान् हितान्
Vihitani.
Krishna bestows benefits through the demigods to the living entities. So the demigods, then the material, the demigods cannot give benedictions without the permission of the Supreme Lord. Living entities may forget that everything is the property of the Supreme Lord. So the demigods do not forget that, and they are offering. So it is like the living entities, they are forgetting that everything is the property of the Supreme Lord. They are approaching the demigods, and the demigods are not forgetting that everything is the property of the Supreme God. So they are taking that property and offering to the living entity. So indirectly it is a middleman. This is like the middleman is broker is doing the job. It's like the demigods are like the broker. Please read the translation.
Translation 7.22. Endowed with such faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains his desires. But in actually, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Baldev Vidyabhushan. Krishna gives faith. With that faith, he performs yate, worship of Devata. Krishna gives results. He attained the results mentioned previously, destruction of suffering, etc., which are actually produced only by me, because of worshipping a Devata which arises from my body. I give his results, since I consider that such faith in the Devata is indirectly faith in my form.
So it is indirect faith. It is not directly. You are worshipping me only, I understand, but you are not believing me. You are indirect. Somebody would like to take the land, and he is not approaching owner, but he is approaching the broker. And then the broker is approaching the owner. and the owner he says, and then the broker is voicing the same word of the owner, but in between that person is there, and then as if that person understands that he is the only one, but he is avoiding the facility, whatever the words the owner said, this only the facilities or this only the land is there, where this land I'm just selling, and this only the benefits he will be getting it. So the same words the broker also speaks that. So it is like that, like the system is there. And then the owner, when he meets the client, and the client is saying that no, I am taking the land from this person, and this person is very much kind. He is giving me the facility like that. And the owner laughs at it. It is like that, because of me only you are getting this everything. But you are not realizing that this by me only it is the same thing is happening. Yeah.
Ramanuja, although he does not know during the worship that these devatas are my body only, still he attains the objects of his desire granted by me alone.
Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada, the demigods cannot award benediction to their devotees without the permission of Supreme Lord. The living entity may forget that everything is the property of Supreme Lord, but the demigods do not forget. Therefore, Supreme Personality of Godhead gives all the results. Less intelligent people go to demigods not knowing Krishna is the actual bestower.
Sometimes the demigods offer the results or offer the benediction, and they are suffering themselves. Like the Bhasmasura case, Lord Shiva is offering the benedictions, and the Bhasmasura is after him. So he cannot manage him. Then the Mohini Rup is coming. So like that, whatever, like the Brahma is offering Hiranyakashipu, then he is suffering after that. Now I just offered it like that, then the Lord has to come and he has to finish it off. So this is the demigods, they are offering, and they are knowing that the Supreme Lord will take care of the rest of the part. So I don't have to worry for that. But generally they don't offer excessive things. Like the Brahmaji was been asked by the Hiranyakashipu, I want to be immortal. So the Brahmaji says that, since I am not, how can I offer it to you? And it is not my job to offer this thing. And nobody has got this immortality right now through me. So he is also knowing what is my limit. What is the limit? Brahmaji is also knowing the limit of his benedictions. Please read.
Srila Prabhupada, 1. Does a pure devotee go to the demigods? The pure devotee, when in need of something, prays only to the Supreme Lord. 2nd, does he ask for material benefits? Asking for a material benefit is not a sign of pure devotee. For the living entity who desires to return to Godhead, material desires are impediments. Therefore, the Lord does not award material benefits to pure devotee, as desired by less intelligent people. Can material desires and Krishna worship go together? Chaitanya Charitamrita. One who worships the Supreme Lord and at the same time desires material enjoyment is contradictory in his desires. Devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, completely spiritual. Worship of demigod is material. Less intelligent people go to the demigods. Living entity, being mad to fulfill his lust, desires something harmful, and the Lord himself does not fulfill that desire. Therefore, he goes to demigod.
Yeah. So it is vividly explained in this that does a pure devotee goes to the demigods? Not required. He can go to the temples of the demigods, but he is not asking. The pure devotee always asks for the pure devotion service, nothing less. He always asks that the pure devotion service. Mama janmani janmani shware bhavata bhaktir ahetuki tvai. Ahetuki bhakti is the goal of the pure devotees. Nahi lage janma sukha vidya dhana jana ahetuki bhakti jara atma nivedana. Prabhu tava pada juke mor nivedana nahi lagi deha sukha vidya dhana jana. Prabhu tava pada juge mora nivedana. I am having only one thing to say in front of you. At your lotus feet, I'm just asking you that. Prabhu tava pada juge mora nivedana. I beg at your lotus feet. Nahi lagi deha sukha. I don't want the material facilities to be enjoyed by this body. Vidya dhana jana. I don't want to be highly educated. Dhana, I don't want wealth, and jana also I don't want it. Then what I want? I want ahetuki bhakti, or I want ahetuki bhakti. I want the causeless devotional service. That only I wanted, nothing else. So that is the prayer we can have every day in the morning. Last sloka of the day. Antavattu phalam tesham
Antavaktu phalam tesham
tadbhavat alpamedasam
Tadbhavati alpamedasam
devan devaya cho yanti
devan
madbhakta yanti mamapi. Please read this Vishwanath Chakra.
Devanya Dev Yanti.
Please read the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's.
But then you give the devotees of
Bhakta
the
Yanti Mamati.
Hare Krishna, the
Someone
sloka.
reading, Prabhu?
Please read the translation.
But then you give the devotees of the Devata temporary results, whereas you give your devotees permanent results. It is unjust for you to do that since you are the Supreme Lord. Baldev Vidyabhushan, well, if the Devatas are your bodies, then worshipping them should yield the same result as worshipping you directly.
That is not good, oh Lord. It is you are giving the temporary results to the worshippers of the demigods, and the permanent results to the your devotee. It is unjust, isn't it? Like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is rebelling against that. He is saying that, is it? Why? So I'm asking on behalf of the demigod worshippers, I'm asking this question. Why?
Knowledge of the Absolute, text 23. Results of worshipping demigods, only perishable results of not eternal. The results of worshipping demigods are perishable benefits, and for the Supreme Lord, it's eternal benefits. Within the material world, the planets, the demigods, and their worshippers are all perishable, whereas devotional service to Supreme Lord, His favor and His mercy are all unlimited. This verse refutes that worship of demigod can take one to the Supreme Lord, since worship of demigods lead to their respective planets. Perfect knowledge is demigods are parts and parcels of the Lord, and living entities are parts and parcels of the Lord. Another philosophy is if demigods are different parts of the body of the Supreme Lord, then the same end should be achieved by worshipping them. Response: they do not know to what part of the body food must be supplied, that is the stomach. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the source of all demigods, and demigods in themselves are not separate gods. Living entities being part and parcel of Lord, Brahmanas are the head, Kshatriyas are the arms, Vaishnavas are the waist, and Shudras are the legs.
So here the response is very, very cynic. They do not know to what part of the body the food must be supplied. So they are not knowing. And what is the part, which is the part of the universal body. So they are not knowing that. Even though it is a part, but which part? Which part they have to supply?
Demigod worshippers, nature follows Karma Kanda section of the Vedas, Bhagavadgita 8.16, attracted to material enjoyment and seek quick results. Mentality and attitude: I am the enjoyer, desire superior enjoyment in higher planets. False prestige, intelligence lost due to lusty desires. Their philosophy believes that one who worships demigod can reach the Supreme Lord, accepts demigods as equal to Krishna. There are many gods. A particular demigod is supreme instead of Krishna. This world is meant for enjoyment and goal, dharma, artha, and kama. Action: performs prescribed duties, worships demigods, and performs sacrifice. Result: he achieves higher planetary systems and enjoys until his pious results are exhausted and then returns to the middle planetary systems.
Yeah. So it is a middle planetary system is what? They will be again into this world. So they are not urdhvam, they are not adho. So like they are in this the same planet, they will be coming back, or they will be going to the Swargaloka and will come back again. Shane Punya Mrittiloke Vishanti. This shloka is mentioning about that. Shane Punya, once their Punya is been exhausted, they will be coming back again from the Swargaloka to this loka again back. So it is very cynic that the demigod worshippers, how they come back. There is one story, but I will not go like I will explain in a brief that how they, even though it is like Amruta is been Amruta is there in this Swargaloka, how they come back here. So it is mentioned that His Grace Atma Tattva Prabhu very lucidly tells this story that when we go to the demigod planets, when we go to the Swargaloka, it is dancing, the party is going on, the Somarasa is been drunk, and everybody is so happy and happy. We are there, we are enjoying, we are taking the Somarasa, and out of sudden, we see that the next person to us is blooped, is vanished. Where is he? He was just drinking with me. Where is he now? He has not been seen. So that person, his shine punya, his like the punya has been exhausted. So he's dropping down. And he drops down ulta. Like from the Swargaloka down to this earthly planet. It drops down, head down towards this Mrityuloka. And just next to the Swargaloka down, there are Aghori Rakshasas are there. They are the man-eater, the Rakshasas are there. they take the bite of that person's head and they crunch down, and the blood is oozing out from the teeth. And that pain that person experiences, and then from that, the Rakshasas, then it is the urination of that Rakshasas, the living entities are coming down in the form of rain. And then it is very difficult to understand, but it is the same thing. It has been mentioned. It is mentioned. Atmaratta Prabhu is a Srila Prabhupada, the very senior disciple, and he is the expert. He is the guru. He is very scholarly. So he explained in the 1992, 1993 area, just like in the year of 1993, this story was narrated. And then in the form of the rains, the living entity comes down. And they are into the form of grain. Anna Dhonti Bhutan, Parachanya Tanna Samavad. Yajna, then they are, when the human beings eat the grain, they are formed as a semen. And from the semen, they are entered into the womb of the mother. And it has been fructified. So like that, the journey is there from the heavenly planets. We don't want to travel such a way. We don't want to get our head crunched by the Gori Rakshasas, the man-eater Rakshasas. And from their urination, it is like that the things are happening. It is very costly. So we don't want to go to the heavenly planets. How many times we had gone? So many people write down Swargavasi. Yes, Swargavasi. हमको स्वर्गवासी नहीं हो. We don't want to. Nahi lage swarg aar moksha nahi lage. We don't want swarga. We don't want moksha. What we want? We want Krishna Prem. We would like to go back to Golok Vrindavan. That is the only apeksha. That is the only aim of our life. Please read.
Impulseless. Apart from the demigod worshippers, another class of men who surrender but improperly are the impulseless. Their philosophy, impersonal Brahman as supreme. Krishna's form and pastimes are temporary manifestations of Brahman in contact with matter, or Mayavada. We think of Krishna as ordinary human, son of Vasudeva and Devaki, or a powerful living entity. Lack of knowledge. Krishna is imperishable and supreme. As given in Bhagavadgita 7.24, Krishna is unborn and infallible, 7.25, and Krishna knows past, present, and future, 7.26.
Yeah. So that is a link for the next sloka.
Translation. Men of 7.23, men of small intelligence worship the demigods and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet.
Vishwanath
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, is Krishna unjust to provide different results? No, it is logical. A person attains what he worships. Srila Prabhupada says, worshipper of the sun achieves the sun, or a worshipper of the demigod of the moon achieves the moon. Worship of Indra, Indra's planet. One cannot reach Supreme Personality of Godhead by worshipping a demigod, as some commentators say.
Yeah, so it is not injustice, it is logical.
Demigods are temporary. Supreme Personality of Godhead is eternal, therefore different results. If the Devata are temporary, how can their devotees become permanent? And how can the results of worship be permanent? Ramanuja says Indra and other divinities possess limited joy and live only for a limited time. So if they attain equality of enjoyment with them, they also fall down along with them in due course.
Yeah. Shri Prabhupada.
Indradayo hi parichinna bhoga parimita kala patinascha tata. The planets, the abodes, the demigods, and their worshippers are all temporary.
Yeah.
But Supreme Personality of Godhead is eternal, therefore his devotees are also eternal. Baldev Vidyabhushan, results based on understanding and desires. If demigods are parts of Supreme Personality of Godhead, why not the same results? Demigod worship done with little intelligence, therefore temporary results. Sri Prabhupada says they don't know to what part of the body food must be supplied. Some of them are so foolish that they claim that there are many parts and many ways to supply food. This isn't very sanguine. Can anyone supply food to the body through the ears or eyes? In ignorance, they believe that each and every demigod is a separate god and a competitor of the Supreme Lord. Don't know that all demigods are parts of the body of the universal form of the Lord.
Yeah. Last one.
Demigod worship done with understanding that they are part of Krishna's body, infinite eternal results. Srila Prabhupada says both demigods and living entities are parts of Supreme Personality of Godhead, except Brahmanas represent the head, Kshatriyas the arms, Vaishyas the waist, Shudras his legs, and all serve different functions. If one knows this, his knowledge is perfect. Devotional service to Supreme Personality of Godhead attain him and infinite, indestructible results from worshipping him who is endowed with eternal infinite form, qualities, and powers. Ramanuja, in reference to Bhagavadgita 8.16, Mam upetyetu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. Srila Prabhupada, the Supreme Lord is unlimited, his favor is unlimited, his mercy is unlimited. Therefore, the mercy of Supreme Lord upon his pure devotees is unlimited. Because the pure devotees engaged in Krishna consciousness achieves eternal blissful existence that is full of knowledge, his achievements and those of the common worshipper of the demigods are different.
Yeah. So this ends this shloka. Next time we will be taking 7.24 to 7.30. So next time we will be ending up this chapter. Hare Krishna. Does somebody is having some question, then they can ask. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Ram.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.